የእናት ልጅ መከታዬ ክንዴ ትከሻ አንተ ነህ ወንድሜ አንተ ነህ ዘመዴ
Thank you. That was the Ethio Girls. Thank you so very much for that entertainment.
And thank you all for joining us. My name is Damien Angelidis, and it is my pleasure to formally welcome you to the 8th annual Open Hearts Big Dreams Dinner Auction. I would like to take a moment to thank all the volunteers that are here, because without them, we couldn't do any of this. So, one more round of applause. Unfortunately, our host for the night, Tizita Asefa, was called away on a matter that came up last second, so you get me. Thank you. Not sure if it's a trade up, but we'll see. So now on to the most important matter of the evening, the dessert. As you all saw as you were entering, we have a lovely array of desserts out there. And if in case you didn't know, this evening we have a dessert dash. It's quite simple. There's a sheet in the middle of your table, and in it each person can put in an amount to donate. Then you elect a captain. The captain tallies up the totals and chooses a runner. Okay? When it is time, we'll start reading off the table numbers in order of who donated the most, and then your runner has to dash to get dessert. And I'd like to emphasize dash, because if you don't hurry, you might miss out on the dessert of your choice. With that being said, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank our board and our advisory board. If you could stand up, please. Let's give a round of applause. I'd also like to thank our gold sponsors who donated $1,000 or more. And then now I'd like to thank our silver sponsors who donated $500 or more. And all of our other donors, we really appreciate your help. I'd like to take a moment to thank our in-kind sponsors. And all of our table captains who purchased a table for us, thank you very much. And now, Milu here has a poem he prepared specially for this event, and thankfully will get me off the stage.
So I have two poems I'm gonna recite. One I wrote specially for this event, and one I wrote when I was first introduced to Eleanor. This is the first one. The capital has been a new flower, just like petunias. Flowers bloom in our tulips, but we don't talk fluent. But the truth is, before the nooses, we were negooses. Like kings and queens building blueprints that's not conclusive. Dined with Ethiopians like Zeus did. No excuses. We make Nikes with fake swooshes to break bread on Sundays for that communion. We teach all the blues kids, swimming in muddy waters, just drown the elusive. Using tooth brothers like loose twigs, we don't make the news flicks. We, the original Israelis, have never been conquered. Where the streets back home look something like Compton. Defeated the mobsters just as dogs the mobsters. Not about the stars like the Dobsters, which Haile Selassie to the rosters, or a little kid that's raised by the robbers. Most illiterate, the skin color cinnamon, trapped in the village and living in for the kids again. See, this is how we penny pinch. Light the house with the coal, bend the love and code. Children of the indigo run the globe with the shine from the inner glow. We the African rose of the slum when the house made of mud and dung. The songs that we sung match the beats of our drums. In sum, we hum in the face of evils, trapped in the desert with desert eagles to build cathedrals like Cleopatra's needle out Naxum, sipping moonshine until the moonshine on a bar stool. We rock jewels like rock monuments in Khartoum to Egyptian hieroglyphs on a cartouche. We are more than just destitute. Check the artifacts and dry clothes outside, no laundromat. Most stolen facts and almanac with police armor with straps. We lift monuments with the lights of angels, but live to live in the star-spangled. Stock flows, gospels, and Gestapos in the alleys. From birth to the finale, we rock gabbies and move to Cali to start a family. Roads unpaved, never been enslaved. Tonic and out of cave, we move bread with the marmalade. Honey water and Chardonnay for when the carbon spray. We wait for the banquet and wonder where our banks went. I'm from the country where the pain is, where from 1 month the rain drips. One country, one world, one language, big dreams. This poem is entitled God's Forgotten Children. God's forgotten children who roam through unpaved roads carrying coffee in their insides with open eyes and empty stomachs. Slender skeletons shimmy shaking dust from the clutch of an empty hut. Little girls braiding imagination from their feet to their hairlines. A place where you could see a child thumb-sucking 13 months of sunshine from empty skylines. How can we not provide for those who ask for so little when we constantly beg for so much? With sun-kissed skin, so much laughter you thought they carried the wind, and just enough God and the smiles to baptize our sins. If it is a joy we are after, then the tragic and comic communicate through laughter. This be an ode to the dream that tucks itself in the reverent bed shades of the bed Nile, fitting dreams into time capsules that were never intended to shed sand. Children, in the crevices of back alleys, roams the frequencies of an orphan's lullaby that imprints marathon footprints marching for the distance. Children, carrying postage stamps in tin buckets, so they can throw love letters down the throat of a dormant God who does not wish to respond. A young child, so dark and tall, you'd mistake him for Akeem. His dream is not the NBA, but food for the next day. And with a body, worn out and broken like a promise, his eyelashes outstretched like arms waiting to grasp the world, as if to say, examine the archaeological remains. 'Cause with an ongoing civil war that is far from civil, Lucy is not the only skeleton dug beneath barren soil examined with the chisel. So while the newscasts mundane talk and brush over anecdotes of death in Africa's eat, a child circumscribes city plains with eulogies. The God-forgotten land that had the most humble stake in her rigidly loose faith, mothered her firstborn with absolutely no mistakes, a name once extended to the entire African plain, the land of the burnt face. Ethiopia, the first place a child was ever raised, the first ground a human being laughed, ate, wept, slept, and prayed, the only nation that resembles a crooked heart trying to skip itself to the nearest body of water, the only land I claim citizenship without a visa or any regrets. So forget American Express, Ethiopia, never leave home without it.
Before we get on with the live auction, I would like to give everyone who hasn't a chance to purchase a golden raffle ticket. As a reminder, these give you a chance to participate in the raffle to get any one live auction item completely for free. We're selling 100 of them. I'm not sure exactly how many we have left, but they're running out fast. They go for $100, and it's maximum one per person. So if you want to purchase one and you haven't already, please raise up your paddle number, and we'll get volunteers over to you.
There are students in the room also that are assisting with us, so they have the golden beads, and make sure that you raise your card now, folks, as Damien said, to get those purchased. Anybody else? We do have some to sell. We still have some to sell, folks. If we sell all 100, we raise $10,000 tonight. That's a good number. You'd like to purchase one? Okay. We're going to draw the numbers in a minute. You've got the number right there, number 35. Okay. So we know who number 35. Number 115 would like to purchase one. Thank you. That's one less. Any more, folks? Any more? Your choice of any of the live auction items offered tonight, only $100. It's a great opportunity. Immediately becomes yours. I don't think any of the items tonight are going to sell for less than $100. I hope not. Let's hope not. Can we agree on that? Okay. Can we agree on that? That not one single item is going to sell for less than $100 tonight? Thank you. All right. Number 276, you'd like to purchase one? Okay, 276 right here. By the way, folks, my name is David Espinda, and I will be the live auctioneer tonight. Damien's going to read the items. I'm going to sell them. You're going to bid on them. We're going to raise a lot of money tonight. Yes? Yes. All right.
Life would have gone had she been literate. With her charisma and her storytelling prowess, her generosity and optimism, there's no doubt in my mind that she would have been a leader, a community activist, an inspirational speaker, and she certainly would have been an author of some amazing stories. When we were in the refugee camps, my mother would often ask me to read letters to her from her family. I used to wonder why she wanted to hear the same things read to her over and over again. I later realized she just wanted me to practice reading, and that was all she had to offer me in print. And after we had immigrated to the US, she would ask me to read to her more letters from her family, and she would dictate letters that I needed to write for her. 36 years later, I still know how to read and write Tigrinya. And that was the only training I had, aside from learning my letters. My mother had laid down the foundation for learning for me. Fast forward to a few months ago, someone on the Microsoft network where I worked asked for volunteers to help translate children's books from English to Tigrinya. I immediately became protective of my time and began to file that email in the "no time for this, just donate money and walk away" folder. But something about children's books in Tigrinya caught my eye and tugged at my heart. I never saw children's books in my language when I was growing up. In fact, I never saw any children's books until I was 9 years old. Why? Because they didn't exist in the refugee camps. But at 9, I was a new immigrant attending Jackson Elementary School in Lubbock, Texas. I had all the children's books that my heart desired at my fingertips. Access to children's books accelerated my reading fluency. Within a few months, I had learned written and spoken English, and the school library couldn't keep up with my reading appetite. I was nonstop from there. That story-hungry refugee little girl, raised by an amazing mother, ended up graduating from Stanford University and stands before you tonight. I have no doubt in my mind that access to oral stories and to printed stories with pictures has a magical impact on children. That is why I support Open Heart's Big Dreams. I believe in the power of the service they provide. OHBD has opened my heart, and I hope it does the same for you. Thank you.
Wow. Just wow. I always want to promise my kids I'm not going to cry when I'm up here, but I can't seem to ever manage to keep that one. It's really hard to imagine never learning to read. I think it's even more hard to imagine learning to read without holding a book. But that's true for many kids in the world, and that's why we're here today. So, I want to take you back to last year. Last year, it was December 2017. We just lost my dad, and my mom got cancer. It was a really hard year for the family. But coming together and doing something for kids is very healing. And we have really good news. My mom's doing great. Thank you. And my dad, who was an avid, lifelong reader, including reading to his grandkids, I'm sure is really proud of her and of the efforts here today. The picture on the left is the last time we were here at the Northwest African American Museum, the very first year of Open Heart's Big Dreams. Believe it or not, that is your fill-in MC. reading to his little sister, and I think we can safely say we have all grown just a little. Before we jump into talking about Ready, Set, Go books, which is by far our biggest and most ambitious project, I wanted to take a couple moments to talk about some of our other pilot model programs. For us, model programs are areas where we identify a gap or we see an innovative approach that we invest funds and expertise, we can greatly scale the impact. And two, we're really proud to share that we participated in this year is a girls' coding camp for 6 weeks in Uddis. And as you can imagine from hearing Alma's, you know, lots of girls may not get a chance to go to school, much less learn about technology, and we know how important technology is. And the second is transition scholarships for deserving high schoolers that have one last hurdle before they can attend a local university. And the coding class we did with Labawi, who's an amazing organization, and I know we have some of the members here, so thank you. And Project Ethiopia, whose executive director is here, Sue Wilkes. So please give them a round. We're excited to expand both those next year. Ready, Set, Go Books has been an adventure in so many different ways. It really is amazing where reading can take you. So the Ready, Set, Go book projects really has two pieces. There's creating and publishing the books, and our team has created 45 titles that are published on Amazon, available in the US and the rest of North America, as well as Europe, in print-on-demand and digital formats. We actually also have our own author page, which I don't know about you, but that really is thrilling for me. And we also are proud to share that the Seattle Public Libraries are carrying our books and are looking to carry all the new ones coming forward. And the second piece, which the creative team sets up for us, is the digital files that actually need to get printed in Ethiopia. And if you look at our books are colorful. If you had a chance to hang out with the book team, they catch your eye, and that is by design. They also are full of details about Ethiopia. We want kids to see themselves in these books. And they're even for the youngest reader or the newest reader who actually may be a grown-up. So after we create and publish the books, the adventure does not end. As Malcolm here can attest from Ethiopia Reads, the goal is to get those books in the hands of kids in Ethiopia. So another one of our model programs was with Ethiopia Reads to print locally and distribute to libraries and schools in Ethiopia. And we're really proud to share that thus far this year, we have printed and distributed 70,000 copies. Yes. In 4 different languages, including one in the South where it's the first time that those individuals got to see their language in print, which is just amazing. And we have exciting news that by the end of the year, we will hit the goal of 100,000 books for 2018. But that's not enough. It's great and we're proud, but there's 3 million first graders in Ethiopia. They all deserve books. So for 2019, our goals are similar. We need to create more books. We have a goal to create 50 unique titles in 2019. In 2018, we had 45, but many of them were in progress. This will be 50 from scratch. We also need to print and distribute more books, and our goal is at least 100,000 additional books printed and distributed in various Ethiopian languages, as well as training the teachers. If you've never had books before, you don't know how to use books when you're teaching the kids to read. There are kids who've never held a book in their hand. We can change that. But we can't do it alone. We need help. So we have these goals, and we're asking you to come with us on this adventure. We have a focus on getting more Ethiopian illustrators, authors, and artists. If you know those, you know where to find me. We want to train more teachers and ultimately create a reading and writing children's book culture in Ethiopia and maybe Eritrea too. Our team, somebody asked me, do you have a really big team? No, we have a small team of what we like to call ordinary people, just regular folks, people like you and me and everybody in the room, but we believe we can do extraordinary things. And we have a number of the book team in the room, so I want to take a moment to recognize some of them. But before I do that, I would like to let you know at least 300 different individuals helped create those books. They were kids, they were artists, they were illustrators, they were translators, they were authors. And today we have with us our 3 creative directors. They're kind of keeping it in the family. Jane Kurtz, Caroline Kurtz, and Kenny Rasmussen. If they will stand for a moment. The production side is led by an ex-Microsoft program manager, because everybody needs a program manager, right? She's not with us today, but Kate Baer, who's part of the production team, is, and so I'll ask for her to stand. And then I would like anyone in the room who has authored, illustrated, proofread, contributed in some way to Ready, Set, Go books, if you could just stand for a moment so we can thank you. So next we want to share a video, because it's hard to really, without the words of someone who's been there like Alma's, to really help you understand the impact that these books can have. So we'd like to show you a brief video to take you to Ethiopia and some of the places that created the books. So with that, we will play our video.
Show that adults and kids reading together make learning to read go faster. The problem in Ethiopia has been that children are drilled on the alphabet, and then all they have to read are their textbooks. They never have anything to use to practice reading. During the WEMA distribution, I watched educators sound out the words on the covers of the books. One of them then turned to me in astonishment and said, "It says count for me in my language."
This is an opportunity for serving my own people of tomorrow, and I do it with a heartfelt pleasure.
I basically didn't know anything about Ethiopia till my teacher told us we were doing a project for our immigration unit.
I want to visit Ethiopia and see a stork someday.
Me too!
These storks travel something like 4,000 miles from Oslo to land in Ethiopia.
I've had a thrill getting to see Ready, Set, Go books distributed in several different Ethiopian languages. I've also watched children react to the Ready, Set books. They're drawn to them like magnets. Colorful pictures that show familiar life around them in Ethiopia. Words that make sense after they're slowly sounded out because those words are in their language. Short sentences that don't feel intimidating. These things draw children into reading. Right now, about 3 million first graders in Ethiopia are being taught to read with no books to practice that reading skill. Together we can change that. Join us for one of the biggest adventures on earth, Adventures in Literacy.
So we have big, audacious goals. We told you some of them. We'd like to increase the literacy rate of a country with your help. We think we can. Our inspiration is this young lady now. I can't say little girl anymore because she's growing up on me. And she'd like to say a few words. Yes, she's got the eyes, huh? She'd like to say a few words to you today.
Hello, salam. My name is Layla Marie Fasikar Angelidis. I recently won a reading award with a quote on it that said, "Reading is dreaming with your eyes open." Our Ready, Set, Go books have helped me dream my way into the Rift Valley, where 23 types of flamingos can only be found there. They also helped me follow the happy herder and discover his secrets, and trick the runaway injera. But in Ethiopia, not all kids get the chance to learn to read. I view this gap as a big scary lion, or mbasa. An Ethiopian proverb says that when spiders unite, they can tie up a lion. So, if we unite, like the spiders, we can tie up this lion and make it so that all kids get the chance to learn to dream with their eyes open. So, like I said last year, give until it hurts, and then give a little more. Thank you. Namaste ganero.
Thank you.
She said, give until it hurts and give a little more. That's what we're going to do, folks, with your participation. Giving is always a choice. We're leaving that choice up to you tonight, and hopefully you find it in your heart to give as much as you can tonight. I'm going to ask for your gifts in 9 different increments. Hopefully you're going to feel comfortable giving at 1, 2, or all 9. Choice is yours. I'll leave it up to you. The highest amount we're going to ask for, folks, is the $5,000 level. Then we're going to go down to $50. Okay, so we're going to go at 5. We're going to ask for $3,000, $25,000, $1,000, $750, $500. So I've got some great surprises for you. So stay with us and let's be generous and give till it hurts. Okay, so the highest amount we're going to ask for is the $5,000 level, folks. Raise your card if you're able to at the $5,000 level. Number 110, thank you, and thank you for the applause. Number 170, thank you, and thank you again for the applause.
One of you, the volunteers, and you know, it's a great cause. I know there's many, many great causes in this world, and we're in tough times that hopefully will get better the next couple of years or so. And until then, we'll keep plugging along and beyond that. And once again, thank you all so very much for being here.
Just one last public service announcement. If you won, your things will be ready for you at checkout, and a heartfelt thank you from everyone here. You're welcome to stay for a few minutes and mingle, but thank you all, and your checkout items should be in the front. Take care.